I now welcome on stage Dr. David Frawley, Shri Tariq Fateh, Shri Tufail Ahmed, and Shri Sanjay Dikshit. The Jaipur Dialogues aims to foster pride in Bharat, in every Indian citizen of every description with no room for jingoism. The conclave is an event of Jaipur Dialogues Forum, which is the organization promoting the brand the Jaipur Dialogues. The conclave is its annual event as also its debut one. Besides this, there will be many smaller events, including digital events, lectures, and several public events. This year's conclave seeks to focus on India's actual and desired strategic compass in the 21st century, contextualizing it in the soft and hard power options available to the country in a comprehensive and systematic manner. The post-independence education, particularly from the English-speaking schools, has produced a very self-loathing individual, which has also occupied most of the policy space, creating an apologetic and confused Indian identity. Our children must know that we belong to a great civilization, which has had its many self-correcting mechanisms and numerous renewals, renovations, and reawakenings over the millennia. In the 80s, though the Marxist narrative was being rejected everywhere else in the world, here in India, it was the Marxist narrative of India's history and culture that took roots. The Marxist narrative has been very anti-British, but the Islamic colonization of India is hardly talked about, as if it was a benign chapter in India's history. It is sought to be sanitized in the name of Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb, which glorifies the rare soft aspects in the Islamic rulers of India and downplays the harsh jihadi nature of most. It ignores the mentality that created Pakistan and tries to make secular the very Islamic rulers like Aurangzeb, whom Pakistan honors for their religious piety. By this glorification, this leftist modern narrative tries to put the onus of tolerance almost exclusively on India's majority, expecting it not to react even to jihadi terrorism as a real danger. We intend to recognize and balance such narratives in our dialogues. The Jaipur Dialogues aims to discuss the hard options to find a way to channelize and synergize the three major aspects of India's hard power, combine it with its soft power, and present a strategy to project India to its rightful place of a superpower in the world. Another aspect of the hard power, which the dialogues intend to discuss, is the post-war negotiation aspect of winning a war. Historically, India has won many wars, but lost every single post-war negotiation, including 1948, 65, 71, and 99. This year's dialogue attempts to become a post that will inform the strategic thinking in the top political, military, and bureaucratic class. The Jaipur Dialogues intends to take the deliberations of the event to concerned policymakers. There are 3 sessions over 2 days. First session deals with the soft power aspect of India's strategic space. Second deals with the hard power aspect. The third session will be an open public session. Our industry partners are PhD Chambers, media partners Swarajya, event supporter Akshat. We start with our first session, a brief intro about today's speakers. Dr. David Frawley, also known as Acharya Vamadeva Shastri, is a Western-born teacher or in the Vedic tradition. His wide scope of studies includes Ayurveda, Yoga, Vedanta, and Vedic astrology, as well as ancient Vedic teachings going back to the oldest Rig Veda. Shri Frole is a recipient of the prestigious Padma Bhushan, honoring his works and writings as a Vedic teacher, which he received last year in 2015. He's working to revive traditional Ayurveda both in the context of modern Ayurveda in India and popular Ayurveda in the Western world. He is more than an ordinary Ayurvedic doctor or practitioner, but a master educator in the field of Ayurveda and Vedic studies. He began his study of the Vedas in 1971 through the works of Sri Aurobindo and started to study the Sanskrit language. Over the past 30 years, Sri Frole has lectured Ayurvedic schools, Vedic astrology schools, yoga ashrams, universities, Hindu associations, yoga schools, and related conferences. He has written 50 books in 20 languages. His most popular books are Arise Arjuna, Awaken Bharata, and How I Became a Hindu. Sri Frole's main teacher of Hindu Dharma was Sri Ram Swarup. Welcome Sri Frole to the Jaipur Dialogues. Our next guest needs no introduction, Sri Tariq Fateh. Tariq Fateh is an author and a weekly columnist for the Toronto Sun. He hosts a weekly Sunday afternoon talk show on Toronto's CFRB News Talk 1010, a regular on Indian news channels with his no-holds-barred views. His book, Chasing a Mirage, the tragic illusion of an Islamic State, was runners-up for the prestigious Donner Prize in 2008, while his second book, The Jew is Not My Enemy, won the Helen and Stan Wine Award in 2010. Born in Pakistan in 1949, Tariq Fateh was a leftist student leader in the turbulent days of the late 60s and 70s, when he was twice imprisoned by successive military dictators. In 1977, he was charged with sedition by yet another military regime and barred from being a journalist in that country. In his own words, he is an Indian born in Pakistan, an immigrant in Canada with a Muslim consciousness, grounded in Marxist youth. Being Canadian has had the most profound effect on his thinking, for it is only in Canada that he could speak out against the hijacking of his own faith and the encroaching spectre of a new Islamo-fascism. Welcome, Sri Fateh, to the Jaipur Dialogues. Our next speaker, Sri Tufail Ahmed, is an author and a political commentator of Indian origin. He is an ex-BBC journalist. He has been the director of the South Asian Studies at the Middle East Media Research Institute, MEMRI, in Washington, D.C. Where his research is focused on jihadist movements in Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, as well as counter-terrorism policies of the countries. He also carried out research on issues of cultural and religious freedom in these countries. Earlier this year, Tufail Ahmed published his book, The Jihadist Threat to India. This book gives a profound understanding of jihadist organizations based in Pakistan and how the Pakistani state's support to these organizations based in Pakistan are perennially undermining peace in Afghanistan and in India. He is currently Executive Director to the Open Source Institute, New Delhi. Welcome, Sri Tufail Ahmed, to the Jaipur Dialogues. Sri Sanjay Dikshit, the chairman and curator of the Jaipur Dialogues, presently Principal Secretary of the Government of Rajasthan. Sri Sanjay Dikshit is also the moderator for today's session. He is an honorary columnist for Swarajya, a social commentator, a trained classical singer, has studied economics, law, and software. And he will be now the first speaker for today's first session.
Dr. Frawley, Tariq Fateh Saab, Tufail ji, and all our distinguished and esteemed guests. First of all, let me thank all the speakers who have made this event possible. Because all of them, except David Frawley Saab, whom I met last year in an international conference, ये जो भी आप पूरी जो गैदरिंग देख रहे हैं, this is a testimony to the power of social media. So we have a lot of friends from mainstream media. तो आप लोग देख लें साहब, ये सोशल मीडिया की पावर है. हम सारे लोग सोशल मीडिया पे मिले, सोशल मीडिया पे हमने थॉट्स एक्सचेंज किए और आपस में मिलके ये डिसाइड किया कि हम यहाँ मिलेंगे. एंड हियर इट इज़. दैट्स व्हाट मेड दिस इवेंट पॉसिबल. तो जब हम सॉफ्ट पावर की बात करना शुरू करते हैं तो ये एक मेजर चेंज ऑफ नैरेटिव दुनिया में आ चुका है हमारे सामने. ये कोई ऐसी चीज़ नहीं है जिसके बारे में हम विचार विमर्श कर रहे हैं. विमर्श का समय निकल चुका है. ये रियलिटी है आपके सामने और इस रियलिटी का एक प्रस्फुटन है, एक रिफ्लेक्शन है जो आज की ये इवेंट पॉसिबल हुई है. जहाँ तक आज के विषय के संबंध में कहने की बात है, ये बहुत सारे लोगों में बहुत दिनों से ये एक, मैं कहूँगा एक रिग्रेट है, एक खलिश है दिल में कि भारत में कुछ तरह के लोगों की बात सुनी जाती है और समझी जाती है और जो वास्ट और साइलेंट मेजॉरिटी है जिसका भारत के इंडिपेंडेंस में, हमारी स्वतंत्रता में जिसका प्रमुख योगदान था, तो साइलेंट मिलियंस जिन्होंने एक्चुअली महात्मा गांधी को महात्मा का दर्जा दिया और हमारे स्वाधीनता संग्राम में जो कल्चरल नेशनलिज्म था, सांस्कृतिक राष्ट्रवाद, उसका एक प्रमुख स्थान था, वो 1947 और ख़ास तौर से 1950 के बाद कहीं लुप्त हो गया. और जब भी भारत की सॉफ्ट पावर की बात आने लगी, ख़ास तौर से 70 के दशक में, 80 के दशक में, 90 के दशक में थोड़ा थोड़ा कुछ परिवर्तन आना शुरू हुआ, लेकिन 70 और 80 के दशकों में जब हम बड़े हो रहे थे और जब हम स्कूल कॉलेज से निकल के और अपना रास्ता ढूंढ रहे थे, उस समय ये जो सारा का सारा जो विमर्श था वो एक विशिष्ट विचारधारा के रूप में जा रहा था. और जब सॉफ्ट पावर की बात करते थे तो सॉफ्ट पावर में बॉलीवुड की बात आती थी. वो कहता भारत की सॉफ्ट पावर क्या है? बॉलीवुड है. फिर धीरे धीरे जब आईटी का ज़माना आया तो भारत की सॉफ्ट पावर में आईटी भी आ गई. लेकिन जो भारत का जो सिविलाइजेशनल नैरेटिव है वो कहीं खो सा गया. भारत 1947 में पैदा नहीं हुआ. जब हम अपनी किताबों में पढ़ते थे तो कई बार ऐसा लगता था कि 1947 से पहले तो शायद भारत था ही नहीं. मुझे याद है, मैं बेसिकली आई एम ए मरीन इंजीनियर. सिविल सर्विसेज का एग्ज़ाम देने गया 80 के दशक में, दिल्ली गया, तो वहाँ किन्हीं कारणों से ये लगा कि साहब ह्यूमैनिटीज़ के सब्जेक्ट्स ले लेने चाहिए, ज़्यादा स्कोरिंग है। स्कोरिंग नहीं तो कम से कम जो मेरा सब्जेक्ट है मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग, उससे सेफ़ है। तो सेफ्टी को तलाश करते करते जब हिस्ट्री और पॉलिटिकल साइंस दो नए सब्जेक्ट्स लेके उनकी स्टडी शुरू की, तो जो सारे नाम बताए गए कि साहब इनको पढ़िए, ये बुक्स पढ़िए, ये पीरियोडिकल्स पढ़िए, तो वो कौन थे? आज 30 साल के बाद जब मैं पीछे देखते हैं तो वो सारे के सारे एक विशिष्ट नैरेटिव को व्यक्त करने वाले लोग थे। और आज जब ये प्रयास होता है कि हम इसका प्रतिकार नहीं करके, प्रतिकार या एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्रिएट करने वाली बात है, एक हम दूसरी लाइन खींचने की कोशिश करें या इससे बड़ी लाइन खींचने की कोशिश करें, तो आपको अजीब अजीब से वाक़यात देखने को मिलते हैं। आपको एक JNU में भारत के टुकड़े टुकड़े होंगे, इस तरह की बातें सुनने को मिलती हैं। फिर कहीं कोई हैदराबाद में कोई स्टेज नैरेटिव हो जाता है, फिर कहीं कोई और अलग तरह का छोटा सा वाक़या होता है, उसको बढ़ा चढ़ा के पेश कर दिया जाता है। और वो जो सारे लोग जिन्होंने नैरेटिव इंटॉलरेंस कोई 50, 60, 70 साल तक प्रैक्टिस की, those who practice narrative intolerance 50, 60, 70 years, they all come up and start shouting intolerance. तो ये आज का जो विचार विमर्श है, इसका कॉन्टेक्स्ट है। जो हमारी हिस्ट्री है वो एक पर्टिकुलर नैरेटिव में चली गई है, वी हैव टू रेस्क्यू दैट। जो भी डिवाइसिव टेंडेंसीज होती हैं या डिवाइसिव बातें होती हैं, जैसे आर्यन इन्वेजन थियरी एक प्रोपेगेट की गई, अंग्रेज़ों द्वारा प्रोपेगेट की गई, उसको हमारे सभी लोगों ने अंगीकार कर लिया। और उस बाद में जब फर्दर रिसर्च से, आर्कियोलॉजिकल फाइंडिंग से और उनके कोलेशन से जब डेविड फ्रॉली जैसे लोगों ने उसका प्रतिकार किया, तो इंटॉलरेंस की बात होने लगी। इसलिए we are gathered here today to discuss these issues, and basically we want to draw a bigger line. We want to show that we don't have anything against them, but of course we have every right to talk about our civilizational narrative, our grounding, our roots of this India that is also called Bharat in our constitution, and